Hola everyone, my name is Ashley, and for those of you who don't know me, I've been on a backpacking trip through Central America since mid-December 2015. It's now led me to Punta Cana, where I'm teaching yoga at two beautiful resorts in exchange for free accommodation and food. So today's video is a video on veganism and travel. The reason I wanted to do this video is because I've met so many people on this trip who they're like, oh, you're vegan, isn't that hard? And they're like, I used to be vegetarian or vegan before this trip, but it's too hard to do when traveling. So I'm eating a normal, like basically a standard American diet until I get home. Where then I'll try maybe to be vegetarian and vegan again. I just think it's really sad because it's actually super easy to do while traveling. I've been traveling for almost 6 months now, eating a vegan diet, and it's been amazing. I just love eating this way. I would never go back. I've been vegan for almost 3 years now. So I just wanted to share with you some tips so that you can continue eating this way without having to harm any animals or harm the environment or harm your health, because it's really not healthy for you to consume animal products, and information and videos on those topics later, because I know it's very controversial to some people. So the number one rule that I say would be, don't make it an option to cheat. That's the number one thing, is decide for yourself that this is just the way that you're living now. This is a lifestyle, not a diet. It's not something that you say to yourself, oh, well, maybe I'll just take a break from it today. No, this is about your health. This is about the well-being of animals and the well-being of our planet. So this is something that you need to make a decision on. I've had so many times in the past where people are coming up to me on my birthday and they're saying, oh, it's your birthday, you can cheat, just have some cake. No, it doesn't work that way. First of all, it's not just something you take a break from. And also, when you've been eating a vegan diet or a plant-based diet for so long, you don't want that food anymore. Like, you don't crave it, and it's disgusting to you. Like, it's a dead animal. It's not something that you want. So it's like any habit. It's like you start eating this way, you feel so much better, and eventually it doesn't appeal to you. It's not a reward to eat these types of things. So that's just the number one thing, is decide for yourself that it's not an option to cheat or to eat an animal. The number two thing would be trying to cook for yourself. So if you're a backpacker, most hostels have kitchens, they have shelves where you can buy groceries. Find out where the local market is and take some local transportation. Most places, especially, Central America has the chicken bus, which is super, super cheap to take. It'll take you to the market, take you back. There's also other means of transportation that you can find that the locals use. It's very, very cheap. And also, buying at the market is, instead of grocery stores, is way cheaper anyways. Like, you're saving money by doing that. So, you can buy your rice, your beans, your pasta, vegetables, fruits, whatever you want, and just store it at the hostel. It's no problem. If you have your private room, you can store some, in your room, or most places have shelves in the kitchen. So it's really not difficult to buy groceries abroad. So that would be the number two thing. If you aren't staying at a hostel, or if you're at a hostel that doesn't have a kitchen and you do have to eat out, this next tip is, I would say, do it anyways, but especially if you have to eat out, is learn the language that you're needing the locals speak, because you're ordering from their restaurant, and if you're trying to tell them something, like, you're gonna need to know how to tell them no meat, no dairy, no eggs. So a lot of times they won't know what you're talking about if you just say vegan. They don't really know what that means. In Spanish, it's vegano, but they oftentimes still don't know what you mean by that. So you have to say, like, no cheese, no dairy, no meat. And it also helps to say that you have an allergy. It's really not hard to eat out anywhere in the world if you know how to speak to the restaurant staff. They're happy to modify things. They're happy to bring you with one less ingredient. It really doesn't matter. It's not an inconvenience. So you have to get it out of your head that it would be an inconvenience for someone when you ask for something like this. So yeah, learn the language, get comfortable ordering these types of things. And so I got my hair in my face because the fan is really hot here. We don't have AC. The fan's blowing my hair everywhere. So yeah, that would be the number 3 thing. Number 4 is be prepared. So there are going to be times where you're going on excursions or you're traveling for the day. You're going from one destination to the next. Sometimes you're on your travel, let's say you're on a bus or a plane, sometimes for many, many hours. Like when we took a bus from San Cristobal, Mexico up to Cancun, it took like 22 hours or something ridiculous like that. 22 hours on the same bus. It was an experience, to say the least. But they're not providing food on these buses. And, you know, there was a stop or maybe 2 stops, but it was a stop in the middle of the road, at the side of the road, and some local cooking, like, you know, chicken tamales or something at the side of a road in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't really leave you much option for food. And even if they, you know, even these stands at the side of the road, usually their only vegan options are something like Lay's chips, which aren't good for you anyways because they're GMO. But anyways, that's another video as well. So be prepared. Bring your own snacks. Bring fruit. Bring vegetables. You can bring hummus. You can bring a jar of peanut butter with a loaf of bread, and dip your bread and eat that. Bring a bottle of water. And I know some of you might be thinking, oh, well, you're already packing light. You're taking a backpack. You don't have a lot of room for food. Well, bring a plastic bag separately with some food in it. You're going to eat it anyways, and you're just sitting on a bus. It's really not a problem. So being prepared is key and it's the same goes for excursions. Like pack your own stuff. It's really not like a big deal. And most of the food on these excursions are like greasy and not good for you anyways. It's really not nice to eat them. And if you're doing something like hiking a volcano or just doing something active, eating greasy and fried foods weighs you down anyways, and you're not going to feel your best. So bringing your own food is so easy and so key. So that's one of my major tips as well. And also, if anyone's traveling with you, bringing your own food can really save them the pain of you being in a really bad mood because you're so hungry. And I've definitely experienced that as well. And then so the next thing is, if you kind of goes back to if you're cooking for yourself or if you have a place to stay for a while, is buy in bulk. Because if you're staying at a place and you have a place to store things, buy your rice in bulk, buy your pasta in bulk, buy your bananas in bulk. You get discounts for the more things you buy. It's cheaper, so try that out. And the last thing would be eat enough calories so that you aren't craving the other things and you're not in a situation where you're so hungry that you're just going to eat whatever's in front of you. So carb up, high carb, low fat, vegan, plant-based, predominantly whole foods, and eat enough so that you're feeling satisfied, so that you're getting the right amount of carbohydrates and fueling your body properly. So we're already almost at 10 minutes, so I'm going to end this here. But anyways, these are super easy things to do while you're traveling. There's many other things, like any other tips. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know any other different types of topics, please let me know. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, ciao.